welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get into the last of the weeklies, the weekly for Pisces. Alright guys, this is January 12th to the 18th. And let's get right into it, Pisces. We're going to pull out your romance angel messages and your animal spirits. Then we'll get right into your spread. So let's just see what you're going through this week, this January 12th today, all the way up to next Saturday. Now, romance angel messages are just pulled to see what, the nature of your closer relationships may be like this week, whether they're family or friends or lovers. And then we'll go ahead and see what animal spirits you may be walking with. We have retreat, time to disconnect from the world, Pisces. This one comes up a lot for you, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And we have this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So, very nice energy. Let's go ahead and pull out your animal spirits. Now, animal spirits can represent energies, stages of your life that you're entering into. Energies becoming available to you. They can represent people, personalities you may be dealing with. Alright, so let's just see. Octopus. Sorry about the background noise. Somebody out there is riding a motorcycle. Lamb energy just came out, actually. I believe it was for Capricorn. We have hyena, more fire energy. Wow. So 3 very different animal spirits, water, earth, and fire. So let's get right into it. The octopus, Pisces. This one has come up for you quite a few times. The octopus is really a messy kind of animal spirit, honestly. They get into messy relationships. They don't have any sense of boundaries, right? Octopus have no sense of boundaries. Those tentacles will simply entwine themselves everywhere. This is an individual who really sort of offers too much information. Oftentimes they are energy suckers as well, These are the type of people that sometimes when you have a conversation with them and once the conversation is over, you feel absolutely drained, you feel tired, you feel soaked up, as if they've just, taken all your energy. Octopus individuals will do that. They just have no boundaries, and their relationships become very messy, very sort of unhealthy. They also offer too much information about their own business, and tell you shit that nobody wants to know about them. It's like, just keep it to yourself. This is an octopus for you. So take care when you're dealing with this type of energy. Lamb energy is earth, and this is very, very sweet. This is the harbinger of something new and beautiful coming into your life, something very, very creative. This could also be the omen of a new child coming into your life, a baby, or even a foster child or an adopted child, right? New life coming into your life. The lamb can also indicate a time when you need to make sure that you take time out for stillness and meditation, because there's certain messages or information that needs to come into you, and you will only sort of receive them in quiet, right? In sort of being in stillness, being still and slowing down everything and just being very still and very receptive, and understanding comes in. Messages can be coming into you. Now the hyena is a fire element. The hyena is quite funny. This is the card for wit and sarcasm and humor, right? The hyena is the type of individual who's always sort of laughing, making everything a joke, everything's funny. They're always like either sort of trying to be humorous or trying to be extremely sarcastic. But this is the type of person that, when you're around them, it's like uncomfortable. Their humor isn't quite that funny. It's always quite edgy. Oh, did you see that? That was my cat, like literally running across the table during the reading. Sometimes she just flips out. Sorry about that. So hyena energy people are people who sort of like cover up their own feeling of inadequacy a lot of times with humor. And, sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. That's a very famous quote. I forget who said it. I think it's, I think it's the great poet, I forget his name, Oliver or something, but really sort of, it's a feeling of sort of like, oh, that wasn't so funny, or it's like this idea, when you see someone and you can tell that they're hurting, right? You can tell that, that they're in pain, that they really are not, they're trying to use that humor to cover up something that is really sort of painful for them. And it's generally has something to do with the feeling of sort of Oscar Wilde. I think it was Oscar Wilde who said it. Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. But it's sort of, this feeling that you have, it's just very uncomfortable when you're around somebody like that, because you can really tell oftentimes that a lot of their energy comes from a very unhappy place. Certainly a place where they lack a lot of self-esteem and they feel generally a failure inside, right? It's difficult. It's a difficult energy to be around, I must say. Now, let's get right into it. Take it as it comes, take these animal spirits and messages as they come to you, whether you're resonating with them or somebody else around you is resonating with them, All right, guys. Let's get right into your spreads for the week. We're going to pull out 4 3-card spreads for you, Pisces. Now, these forecasts are intended to be separate from each other, so you may only resonate with one of them, and that's fine, or none of them. 4 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Knight of Pentacles hasn't shown up a lot recently, but now he's starting to come out some more. Some of you are coming into this week with a new love, right? 4 of Wands talks about a new love connection. A very solid connection, a very stable connection. Very quickly it is stabilized. This is the type of connection of mutual respect and love, right? Where love and sort of power work evenly, right? We have Venus in Aries energy, and so generally this is sort of, when you talk about Venus and Aries, we're talking about conquering new territory in love and beauty, right? Having a beautiful connection. And so this strong, stable connection oftentimes is why this card is called the Twin Flames Journey card. This is called the 1111 card. It has nothing to do with the number 11. It's only because the 2 wands are sort of mirrored and they look like 11. So, don't be fooled into thinking that has anything to do with the number 11. This is absolutely about the number 4. And 4 is all about stability. And stability in a passionate sort of focus that you both have, the same intention and outlook, and so therefore it has all of the makings of a very strong sort of twin flame journey. So what you come into the week with this energy, you're met with a Knight of Pentacles. And I want to say for you that this could very well be a feeling of I want to say this is new for you, and this new connection for you this week. I think the Knight of Pentacles could very well be this individual in this new connection for you. And as you're getting to know them, you're understanding that they are, you're understanding their nature. And their nature is a Knight of Pentacles energy in the sense that they are very ambitious and sort of committed, right, to a particular task, to a particular sort of objective in their life or their career and business, right? And I think you're getting to know this about them because they feel like this 4 of Wands is a new connection for you. And it's interesting because it's like this person's sort of drive and ambitious goals become almost yours in a way. Like you don't want to be, like, it's not like you want to have their exact same career or business, but there's something about the goal that they're after that gives you a lot of inspiration, because by the end of the week, you round off with an Ace of Wands, and it feels very much like you've taken on a little bit of their objective or goal as something for you to be passionate about also, right? So it could very well be that maybe they work in a particular field that you've never been exposed to. And now that you're with them, you're exposed to that field, whatever it is that they do, and now you feel very passionate about it as well. You kind of taken on the mantle also and decided, hang on a second, this is something I feel important. I feel is important to me also. And it's like opens a whole new path for you in the realm of something that you can follow with your heart. All as a result of coming together and having this connection with this Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Cups, Four of Swords, another four, Eight of Cups. Wow. Some of you are coming into this week absolutely wanting to come towards somebody and express your feelings with them. You're learning right now, just, you're skimming your own feelings. You're just now, right now, just really learning a lot about yourself. And part of this learning process is you kind of being more proactive about sort of dating, trying to exchange that cup of love with somebody, trying to have an exchange or a deeper level of connection. The thing with Knight of Cups is that he's only just beginning to sort of learn who he is. He's only just beginning to skim the surface of his own emotions. So oftentimes Knight of Cups is not that committed. You may feel it. Today you may feel all enraptured with someone, and then tomorrow you're like, And both are right, both are honest. It's not like, the Knight of Cups is not purposely trying to hurt anyone. It's simply because he doesn't yet really know who he is emotionally. And so everything is kind of a learning curve for him. So the Knight of Cups is very much like, today, if he tells you he loves you today, he means it. He means it. And if tomorrow he tells you, I love somebody else, he means that also. So you're resonating with this energy, and that's fine. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying that is an aspect to the Knight of Cups. But right now you are feeling like you really want to get out, and it feels like a dating thing. It doesn't feel like you have your eye on anyone in specific necessarily, but it feels like you just want to get out and want to date and want to sort of exchange, emotions, and want to feel and just, explore, right? And that's very nice. But you do come up with the Four of Swords. You come up against the Four of Swords energy this week, which is a real feeling of being very strategic and careful. And I want to say that probably has come because maybe you have already in the past dealt with some pretty toxic scenarios. Maybe you've dealt with some octopus energy individuals. And although you're ready to sort of go out and be more proactive about being social and dating, you're being very careful because you want a higher level of engagement. You round out your week with an Eight of Cups, which indicates a real sense of sort of establishing boundaries. It could be that for some of you Pisces, you begin the week going on a couple of dates and you realize very quickly this Four of Swords is your realization that, hang on a second, I'm going to have to be a bit more careful because, these dates can very easily go into a territory I don't want to go back to. So let me make sure I have my boundaries in place. So you right away get your strategy together. You round off the week with an Eight of Cups, which is all about sort of turning your back on simply pouring your heart out to people, being very sort of intentional about what boundaries you have and not letting people sort of overstep their bounds with you. Judgment, Page of Pentacles, Two of Swords. All right, so Judgment comes in. Reconciliation, right? Judgment is all about forgiveness and reconciliation. A feeling of understanding both sides to a scenario, not only seeing things from your side, but beginning to see things from everyone else's side. Experience in life is what brings this in for you. You begin to learn how to forgive yourself as well. Perhaps you've been a little bit overcritical about yourself. You've placed too harsh of a judgment on yourself and maybe felt guilty for very human actions that you've taken. You realize now that, it's time to let go of that, right? And so there is a feeling of sort of relaxing, judgment in your life. You come into the week, you're met with a Page of Pentacles. So it's interesting because right as you're kind of doing this journey, this is a bit of a healing journey here, you're met right away with the need to have to sort of be very practical, right? It could be that you are working in a job this week and there's quite a few obstacles that you need to deal with. And so Page of Pentacles is very handy and practical and easily finds solutions to regular everyday problems. You know what I mean? And so it's quite interesting. Page of Pentacles will come out because it feels as though you're being called on. This practical side of yours is really being called on in a way to sort of handle some situations in perhaps your career, your business life, your material world, right? The world where you create your abundance. And it could be that this reconciliation is helping you really come up with some of these solutions, right? Maybe you're beginning to learn how to think outside the box a little bit now that you've had some of this forgiveness coming in, or Wow. Sorry about that. I live on the East Coast and people are just so like out of pocket. I'm sorry. It's just there's no respect for quiet here on the East Coast. But anyway, I do apologize. But it just really feels to me like this experience coming into you, this understanding with judgment is really helping you think outside the box. And this week, this Page of Pentacles is really kind of new now, right? It's a new way of sort of dealing with certain things to do with your career and your business, right? You do find yourself at the end of the week with a Two of Swords, which is kind of an impossible decision, right? And it could be that this whole change in your outlook has you really reviewing some things in your life and finding yourself having to sort of decide between two, between two things or two sort of options that now you can't really decide from. Maybe before you could because you were being very severe and very critical. Now you can't. It's like you don't know which way to go with this Two of Swords. And don't forget, Two of Swords is all about balance. Whenever you can't make a decision between two options because you really need both of them in your life, then the only option is the third one, which is all about balance. Last one, Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Ten of Pentacles. Wow. So Knight of Swords, we got air of air, water of water. So we're talking about Knight of Swords energy coming in. Pisces, you are coming in this week really sort of adamant about overcoming any problems and coming up with solutions to any problems. Knight of Swords is very sort of, he is highly sort of highly logical, very, clear thinking. He can see a situation and absolutely see how to sort of get rid of any sort of mental blocks that there may be, or philosophical blockages, or that may be there. And he knows how to get through those. He knows how to cut away those. This Knight of Swords can be a lawyer oftentimes. These are people who are mediators. They can be negotiators, right? That is the essence of Knight of Swords, using the mind and using communication to get through any difficult scenario and really being very proactive about it, right? This is where you're at this week. You do come up against a Queen of Cups, and it really feels strongly like, although you are water Pisces, it feels as though you're coming up against someone else who's extremely sensitive. You're the one who's resonating with this really logical attitude this week, but the person that you're meeting this week is very, very sensitive, very receiving, very loving, wanting to sort of exchange a very special cup of love. Only the Queen of Cups has that cup, and in all the deck, there is no other cup that looks that way. So that really speaks to the uniqueness of the love she has to offer. You round your week off with Ten of Pentacles, which is perfect. It's awesome. It's bliss coming in. Feels very much, Pisces, like some of you have indeed met someone that was worth waiting for. This could be the one, because it's as if somewhere along the line in your effort here, this Knight of Swords, whatever it is that you're sort of working towards here, that you're putting all your mental faculties into, right, is bringing you in touch with this person. And it's almost like, oh, wow, this was meant to happen, This is like my perfect sort of mate, lover, connection, soulmate, whatever the case may be. It's a nice connection because it rounds your week off with Ten of Pentacles, which is all about abundance, wealth. It's completion in all areas. It's completion in all areas of wealth, and a good union that brings about a happy family life is also a wealth. It is a blessing. It is something also that we can consider part of material wealth, having a happy home life, This is, a happy environment, and certainly having the funds to be able to support that, the funds to be able to support, the sort of growing your family, right? Maybe having children or inviting other people into the family. All of that is still a part of the physical realm. It is part of Pentacles energy. It's certainly the last ingredient for resonating or leveling up, as I always say, to a Ten of Pentacles, where we've really kind of gotten to a level that you're never going to go below again. When you level up, it's like your baseline changes, right? You're never going to be below that baseline. And this baseline involves a happy family connection, maybe children. All of this coming out of this union here. So it's very, very nice. Some of you have definitely met the perfect partner for you for the foreseeable future. All right, Pisces, this is your reading, January 12th to the 18th. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to leave me a comment or hit that bell for notifications so you are aware when the readings are uploading and premiering. I do premiere all my videos. If you want to get a private reading or you want to just get a 10-minute recorded tarot reading answer to a question, you can book that. That's all at the top of your screen. But for right now, Pisces, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Saturday for your weeklies. Bye-bye now.